Hello, you guys. What's up, man? Today we're gonna be talking about Obsession, and I know I'm pretty fucking late to the game right now. People have talked about this fucking movie to death, and yeah, man, I'm so sorry. I fucking love this movie so much to the point like I want to talk. I have to talk about this movie. I have to talk about this movie. This movie was so good that I generally believe, like 10 years or 20 years from now, people will consider this movie as a classic, timeless. Like with its own theme, like so yeah, the theme is pretty fucking relatable. The theme is pretty, this is the kind of problem that we have in our generation, and it's gonna be, it's gonna be talk about, timeless forever. I feel like, and this movie is directed by Carol Baker. I know nothing about this guy, and apparently this is his debut film, this is his debut film. So yeah, and this is the first like real feature length film, whatever. And this massively doesn't. You know what? When I'm watching the movie, like I'm surprised that A24 did not get the distribution right for this one, because I feel like when you watch this movie, it has the same atmosphere, the kind of art house brand that's perfect for like A24. But apparently they don't. So all right, but still, oh yeah, so I'm late to the game, and I went to the movie, knowing nothing about this film, the director. I'm not really familiar with the name, but I did some research though eventually, like, and I found out that Carrie Baker used to be, he comes from comedy. He used to make a comedy horror sketch online, and and then like, does any like I feel like people, a director who used to who comes from comedy background, I tend to do well, like in their career, in terms of like in comedy and horror. There's the kind of genre that kind of depend on timing, and I feel like if you spend years making a comedy sketch or horror film, horror short, whatever, you learn how to get your point across without efficiently, without wasting time. Like Jordan Peele, for example, he comes from comedy, and look at him now. He's such a phenomenal director, and I think that's why like The Obsession is a really great film, because it's just the movie just keep moving without wasting any scenes. That's why Carrie Baker is such a great director. I love this movie so much, and Carrie Baker, great fucking masterpiece and phenomenal, debut film. And the movie has a very simple premise, and it's very inviting and very relatable. The main character is, his name is Bear. He's just very normal dude. He's very sweet, very awkward, and a little immature. This is like the kind of guy that you look. All right, this guy is all right. He's average. He's okay. He's very like normal, very shy a little bit, but he's a good dude. And he's very likable too. And Bear actually loved this girl. His name is Nikki, but Nikki doesn't like him back. And the first plot point in when Bear went to this old fidget store, and he grabbed this like one wish pillow. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is actually. Is it one wish pillow? It's just like American. I don't know. I don't need to explain it to you guys. So he wishes for Nikki that he would love him. He would love him, and he'd love him more than anybody in the world. Or yeah, stuff like that. And then everything started backfire from there. Well, that's the plot. That's the premise of the movie. I love this movie so much because the movie doesn't feel like though it's a horror film, but it doesn't go immediately crazy with it. Like it doesn't feel like the movie's running towards you. Like it's not like that typical horror movie. It's more like you're sinking into the movie. Like there's something about this movie that feel like kind of like stressful in a way, like like chaotic. Maybe chaotic's not the right word. Claustrophobic. There's this like stressful experience, and it's like you're having a panic attack while everything around you still somehow in completely controlled. Like, which just sounds kind of like contradictory, but that's generally what I feel as what I feels like when I'm watching this movie. And that movie, the movie is still living in that feeling. It's the sense of is about to happen, but like slightly bent. I don't know. I think that's the correct the best way to like explain to you. This is not this movie Obsession is not the type of jump scare type of movie, you know? Like what of course there's a jump scare in this movie, but this movie is such a heavy experience and very heavy exploration of modern romance. Grainy textures and the colors, it's just so perfect for 8024, you know, film. This movie is not like trying to be rich retro in a way. It's just more like subtle than that. Like it's more natural. It kind of reminds me of this movie, like It Follows. You guys have seen the movie? Like you've like when you watch like it follows like you know there are just modern things but also like just everything kind of slightly old, but Obsession able to wrap that and package that, not obnoxious, but it's just more like it's not that forward but also like kind of authentic in a way, so it's just perfect. It's just when you watch this movie, this movie is very consistent, like the visual, the music, the performance, the atmosphere. They all feel like they're coming from the same world, but like and then you have like Michael Johnston who played Bear, who I think is the perfect role because he kind of like portrayed Bear as a boyish sincerity. There's this sense of boyish sincerity to him, and you believe that the guy means well and everything. I think that's really important. That's the best. Shout out to the fucking casting director and casting. Yeah, I don't know, casting. Like Bear doesn't come off as this like evil, manipulative pre. You know, he the like shy or like inexperienced and that kind of stuff. So he's clearly not ready for a relationship. You know, like, and he makes it incredibly impulsive decision without really thinking about what it actually means, and which is what makes watching everything spiral out of control is so interesting. You know, like and then like Nikki, the actress who play Nikki, absolutely Betty, absolutely going for it, girl. She has to move through so many completely different emotion, like you know, like maniac, hysterical, and then like passive aggressive, violent, and then sweet again. I can't never like completely predict the emotional rhythm of her scenes. You know, I think her performance is a huge reason why the movie stays so uncomfortable. You know, like and talking to you go on TikTok right now, like on YouTube, people have talked about this movie so much, like the conspiracy, the symbolism, whatever, and yeah, I think fundamentally this movie talk about uh playing with the question of desire. You know, like the bear asks for another human being to love him back, and then you know, but when you think about that, like that's kind of insane. Like, is you're deciding what other persons feel like, you're completely ignoring what he wants, what she wants for her own life, her own path, her own autonomy. So you know, he's just a lonely dude, and he's just like very impulsive. He wants somebody to love him back. That's incredibly human, but also why I think about this movie works is being able to like uh take that theme of fantasy into the logical extreme. I love this movie so much. I think you guys should check it out. You know, like I love this is a postmodern love story that I think people will keep coming back to even like 10 or 20 years from now. This is a classic movie, and yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great time.